The fan says that you said that you're not going to. You don't see yourself talking to Isabella outside the house. Kola said he doesn't see himself talking to Isabella outside the house. Ask him about that and what changed.
I would say that me and Isabella fell out during the house. We had our fallouts, and Isabella.
What caused the fallout? What caused the fallout?
I think after the whole debacle with the kiss thing, I think I kept a little bit of distance because I didn't want people thinking of anything was in the house, literally. But I and Isabella were very close. If you watch the show from the beginning, you know that me and Isabella were really close at the beginning of the show. So once that happened, Isabella is someone I've always told her when she's upset, she says things and just speaks from her. No offense, ass sometimes, and just like says things that she's not supposed to say and all of that. So I was just saying to myself that if this is the kind of energy she's coming with, I don't think I'll be friends with her outside the house. But we spoke about it. She said I really hurt her. She said that she was in her feelings, and we're in good space right now. I have no issues with her. You know, we're easygoing.
Kola, I just wanted to ask. I feel like you've been avoiding a lot of questions that had to do with Dede. I just want to ask, what have you been avoiding? I'm not asking what happened in the house, what you want to do, however. Why have you been avoiding questions that have to do with Dede? Because I've heard Dede say that when she came out of the house, she heard some things that you said about her. I don't know what it is because I watched the show, right? And I personally don't think you said anything bad about Dede, you know. But I asked her, and I feel like she just wanted to, But I just wanted to know, was there anything you said maybe we didn't see? And why is it that you're avoiding conversations that have to do with Dede, right? And does anything change? Do you still want to, the same energy you used in the house? Has it changed outside of the house?
I mean, like I said, game over. 1, 2. I literally. If you check when I talk to people, I'm never derogatory with anything I say. I never spoke ill about people. I never go low with when I say things to people. I always kept it very surface level and on a gist level, like you would gist with your friends. So personally for me, that was how I was with everybody. Things can be misconstrued. Things can be, people can say things or they can put it in a way that's not what it means, but that's how they want to portray it as. To be honest with you, I couldn't care less. 1, 2, I'm not avoiding conversations about anybody. I'm here for myself, and I think I'm putting all the energy that I believe is for me on myself. All I care about right now is myself. I'm prioritizing me, and that's all that matters.
What is your Kola? Would you love to date Imisi?
Imisi is my friend. We have a platonic relationship, and that is all. That is it. She will always be my friend, and I don't want to call her a friend. I call her my sister because she shows me so much care that a sister would show her brother, and that's why I call her my sister.
I have a question.
I always say one thing, that friendship basically is not by force, and sometimes it just looks like all these fan bases are crossing the line and just going into the extreme. Before now, at the beginning of the show, Kola was very close to Sultana. But along the line, things changed. There was a kissing episode or several kissing episodes in the house. And at a point, people had to choose strategically the alliances, who they wanted to be friends with and who they didn't want to be friends with. And like I always say, every one of them had a strategy that they were applying. Now, some played their strategy to the last, and some fell out of their strategy. Some strategies ended up well, and some strategies backfired. I have no personal beef with anyone on whatever strategy you choose, but the truth remains that after the show, after the house, these are adults. They have the right to choose who they wish to speak with, who they wish to liaise with, and who they do not want to be friends with. Now, in this case, there has been a lot of heavy attention on Kola and Dede and Imisi. The three of them have gotten so much spotlight in the past recent days after leaving the house. Now, fans have been for Kola and against Kola, same way fans have been for Dede and against Dede. But the truth remains that the three of them form some sort of triangle. Now, excluding Sultana from the gist, because going by what he said, he and Sultana are good. And I think Kola is generally just a happy-go-lucky guy, a calm guy. Yes, people say he spoke a lot in the house, but if we also look at it from another angle, what else really do they have to do in the house if not to talk? But then again, I mean, let me know what you think. But I can't totally blame Kola. Neither will I totally blame Dede or Imisi or anyone for anything that they did. That is just the truth. And as fans, we have the right to choose who we stand for and who we cannot tolerate. But then, I just think that they're an adult and there's some issues that should just be laid to rest. For instance, Kola's relationship with Dede already looks like it has hit the rocks, but time will tell anyway. Some say that Kola leveraged on Dede, and some say that without Kola, Dede would not really have gotten any shine. But I say that each of them have their strengths and their weaknesses, what they are recognized for and what they really didn't do well. But then again, we are all human beings and nobody is perfect. Now, for Kola's relationship with Sultana, I feel he's just generally cordial with her. But then it was a good question that was asked. But I also know that many people were not too happy with Sultana while in the house, because Sultana said all sorts about so many people in the house. And the reality is that after the show, when people come out, they start seeing all what has been said about them by their so-called friends. Example of Dede being upset with Kola based on some things he said, and upset with Mide based on some things she said. Everybody has a right to maintain or just get lost in the relationship. So, looking at the question asked to Kola about whether he can date Imisi, there has been so more talk about this for the past few days. Their sibling relationship seems to have somehow been able to weather the storms and somehow seems to have grown stronger since they left the house. All over TikTok, you will see videos of Kola, in quotes, taking Imisi to see his mom, video calls between Imisi, Dede and his mom. All sorts is just going on social media. So there seems to be some sort of closeness brewing between them, hanging out together, Imisi showing Kola some gifts that she's been getting. So obviously, they are still waxing strong. But if there's going to be anything else than a platonic relationship between them, I really doubt that. Maybe at some point, we were thinking Imisi had some feelings for Kola, but I think she has moved on from it, if at all there ever was any feeling like that. So at this point, it's every man for himself, and as Kola said, he's focusing on himself only. And this is the same thing I think every other member of the house needs to do. No drugs. Everybody just try and get as much deals, brand deals, and stay relevant as much as you can. So that's that for the three of them. And congratulations to Dr. Faith. He has done so well in a recent program he had of an initiative basically to feed people that are having issues or difficulty feeding themselves. We all know what the economy is talking about, and he made a very short speech about how people were finding it difficult to eat 3 square meals. Some people are living on just vibes and inshallah, and some people are just feeding once a day. And he came up with this initiative, Lagos Food Bank initiative, and called for donations. And the program happened on October 15th. And obviously, from what we can see, it was a success. So Faith is trying to give back as much as he has also received love from fans, friends, and with what went down, especially with his disqualification, I think he's trying to do well for his brand and put himself in a better position. But hey, tell me what you think. This is not just a one-sided commentary. I'd like to hear what you think about Kola's relationship with Imisi, his relationship with Dede and Sultana, the questions he was asked, how he answered them, and if you think he answered them well. And of course, Dr. Faith's initiative, if you think this is something sustainable and something that will keep him relevant in the ecosystem of the creative world. So, as usual, if you are yet to like and subscribe to this channel, please don't forget to do so, and I will see you in the next video.